Hello and welcome back to the New Wave Nerds. A couple weeks ago, we made our own Justice League and we had a lot of fun recording that video. So this week, we are back to do it on the Marvel side. We're going to be making our own Avengers team. Comment down below who you would like to see on the Avengers. I'm your host, Brennan Sem.
And I'm Shayde Sim. Go like and subscribe for more nerd content and commentary, and let's roll that intro.
So as we said, we're going to be creating our own Avengers team. We do have a few rules and caveats though. The first of which is that you can only have one of what is currently considered the Marvel Comics Trinity, based heavily off of the MCU. Arguably, this isn't the actual Marvel Comics Trinity, but in any case, if you can only have one of Captain America, Thor, or Iron Man. So if Captain America is on your team, you cannot have Iron Man. Additionally, we have a few specific roles that we wanted to make sure that we hit just to give ourselves a little bit of a challenge. So the first of which we have is the leader, and then we have the muscle, the tech person, the rebel, who is a character who is least likely to follow orders. We have a magic user, and then a wild card. Now, for each of these roles, you can only have one person except for the wild card. For example, I have 2 wild cards, which brings my team up to 7 people. Now, Shayde, why don't you go ahead and kick things off? First, what is the name of your Avengers team?
My Avengers team is Avengers Blood Killers.
Blood Killers?
It sounded so cool, but you'll when I say who's on my team, you'll see what kind of more theme I'm going with it here.
Blood Killers.
Blood Killers.
Blood Killers.
It sounded cool.
All right. I guess I could maybe see it. I mean, I know most of who's on your team, but I could I could see this being the name of a team for like a Red Band book or a like a Max series. I think it's Red Band now is the current like term for their mature comics or whatever. My team is called the Avengers Underground, and that is going to play a little bit more heavily into the story than on the characters that I picked. And if you want to hear the sort of basic general idea for the story that we thought up for our Avengers teams, then you're going to have to head on over to patreon.com/newwavenerds. And over there, we'll be discussing all that and likely a whole lot more because we typically go on some crazy, crazy tangents. And that is indicative. It is uncensored and all that jazz. So we have a lot of fun over there.
Yes.
Shayde, why don't you again kick us off? Who is the leader of your Avengers Blood Killers team?
My leader is someone who has led the Avengers before, but not one of the big 3. We got T'Challa's Black Panther. Classic.
Okay, I can respect that. T'Challa's really good. I think T'Challa is obviously a great leader, being the king of Wakanda, and this is just my personal view. To me, he's always been more of a Fantastic Four character than an Avengers character because he was introduced in the Fantastic Four. He's obviously had a lot of crossover. But personally, I see Black Panther. I like Black Panther more as like a solo character when he's in his own title and all that jazz. Personally, I prefer him if he's going to be in an Avengers book as like a guest role, but I can respect the choice. He's a good leader for sure.
Yeah, no, he's got that leader spirit. He's got that Black Panther mentality through it all, you know. I mean, and like you just said, he's a king, so he has to lead a whole country or a whole nation. You know, so there's a lot of power there, and there's a lot of responsibility, and I think he has enough responsibility to be a leader of my team. So yeah, Brennan, who's your leader?
My leader is one of my personal favorite Marvel characters. It is sad to me that he didn't have quite the tenure, though I understand why you want to go back to the original. My leader is Captain America, but here's a loophole. It is not Steve Rogers. It is Bucky Barnes. I think Bucky as Captain America is so cool. It is really one of the first times, not the very first, but one of the first times where Marvel really embraced like legacy characters, which is not something that they do because in the beginning, at least, there were no sidekicks. And even now, most characters don't have any sidekick whatsoever. Or if they do, it's like a duo like Captain America and the Falcon, where they're both fully grown adults. So to be able to see Bucky Barnes take on the mantle of Captain America, it's one of those things that, again, while it's not the first time it happened in Marvel, it feels almost unique and special. Plus being able to see Bucky's journey leading up to that point and as Captain America and how it's changed him afterwards is great. Plus, he has just the sickest design by
Oh,
Alex
yeah.
Ross.
We can't skip over this suit,
Oh yeah,
the black.
yeah, and the beautiful reflective coloring of the Captain America colors.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sick. It's sick. And of course, I'm biased because like that Ed Brubaker run of Cap is what really brought me into Marvel Comics at all, not just Captain America.
Okay. Yeah.
But I love it. And Bucky is a character who will fit the sort of general type of story that I'm telling here. And it would be interesting to see an Avengers team. Not that this has never been done before. It has been done a couple times while he was Captain America, but it would be interesting to see a team where the leader he has the shield and he's wearing the colors of Captain America, but he's not afraid to do what needs to be done to finish the job.
Yeah.
And to see him sort of struggle with that. And I'm envisioning like some interesting drama between the future characters of my team.
Okay.
I think it would be really fun. So, Shayde, let's move forward here. Who is the muscle on your Avengers team?
My muscle is someone we all love. He's bulletproof.
Superman?
He wears a yellow t-shirt, sometimes with chains. He wears a beautiful crown, sometimes. We're talking, he's bald. We're talking
Lex Luthor?
We're talking Luke Cage, baby.
Okay, I love Luke Cage.
Yep, Luke Cage, he's so cool. He's got such a cool attitude. For a long time, Brennan was on my A about
My A.
was on my A about watching Luke Cage. He was like, Shayde, you're gonna love it. This is made for you specifically. This is your stuff. Watch it.
And then we started watching it in
Yeah.
Kansas City, and what happened 10 minutes into the show started? You were like, this is amazing.
Yeah, we were in Kansas City and I stayed up, I'm pretty sure, till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning watching Luke Cage.
Yeah, because I stayed up until like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, and he's just such a cool character.
He's great.
I got to read more with him and less watch more with him. But
Yeah.
he's from what I've seen, he's still really cool. Not only that, but I might be able to say that I think I could put him at not leader, but maybe co-leader.
Mhm.
Maybe in that position, maybe like an Iron Man position, because Iron Man's co-leader. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, these days, Iron Man's basically the leader of the Avengers.
Yeah, I didn't put any of the big three on here, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a hot take.
I put Captain America, Bucky, actually, and that's what I was gonna do for the thumbnail. I was gonna put him in the center. I was gonna be like, we got both of them. This
Like
looks-
what we did for
yeah,
Nightwing?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I was like, but I don't know. Black Panther, I think he'd be a pretty good leader. So, but Luke Cage, definitely a good co-leader. I think he'd fit that role perfectly. Also, I mean, I didn't even talk about muscle. He's strong as crap.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's Luke Cage. So, yeah.
Luke Cage is great. I thought about putting him on my team, but I would only feel good the way that I like Luke Cage. I would only feel good about putting him as leader because he has led the Avengers before.
Oh, okay.
I would only feel good putting him there, and I really wanted Bucky, but specifically Bucky as Cap, because I think that's going to be super interesting. So for that, Luke didn't make my cut.
Who?
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, for Luke, you mentioned the crown and the chains. Is that the costume that you would have him wear?
No.
Or would you just go like jeans, yellow t-shirt?
It was going to be jeans and yellow t-shirt, but currently looking at Google, I'm choosing that Ultimates costume right there.
Oh, really?
That looks really cool.
Oh, see, I don't like that.
Really?
I mean, I like maybe the way that looks outside of Luke Cage, but for me, I feel like Luke is coolest when he's just wearing like regular street clothes. Like, I don't like to envision him wearing an actual super suit, personally.
Also, when he's wearing like a yellow button up with a gray, not tux, vest over it.
Oh,
that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good look too.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably if I was gonna have him, that'd probably be my go-to look.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that one's really, really good. If you're looking for a good Luke Cage comic to read, you should read Heroes for Hire with him and Iron Fist.
Cool.
Or Power Man and Iron Fist is also really good.
Street level.
It's great.
Yeah.
Those two, fun fact. Actually, I'm going to save that because that's going to play into something that I'm going to say later.
All right.
I'm not going to say that fun fact right now.
Brennan, who is your muscle?
For my muscle, I did include one member of the big three. This is a character who I really, really used to hate, but over the years, well, really since I moved into this apartment, I've really started to like him ever since I read the classic Walt Simonson run and the Jason Aaron run as well. It's Thor.
Okay.
Thor is awesome. I really used to hate him, and I didn't read a lot of comics per se because I was so turned off by the movies. I really didn't like. I didn't like the original. I mean, the original Thor was fine. The tone of it was really interesting, but it didn't really strike anything in me. And then Dark World is terrible, and then Ragnarok happened, and I was like, okay, well, this is kind of cool, but it doesn't. I mean, it's good and it's a fun movie, but it doesn't really feel like Thor to me. And that's when I started to realize the reason I like Thor Ragnarok, but not as a Thor story, is because of how sci-fi it is. And that's when I made the switch. I was like, okay, Thor to me should really be fantasy. And then I got interested and started reading the Walt Simonson run. And ever since there, Thor has slowly climbed higher and higher on my list of characters.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've liked Thor for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I remember you and I used to get into a lot of arguments about the MCU Thor movies.
Yeah, I had a Thor pendant that I got at Comic-Con one year with you. When Thor Love and Thunder came out.
You thought that was the best movie that was ever made?
Yeah, now it's one of the worst movies ever made. And
yeah.
But yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I don't know what suit I would choose for Thor specifically.
I would probably just go with the classic one from the Jason Aaron run. I think this picture we're looking at here, and we'll put it on the screen, is the it must be issue number 1 of that first series, or maybe I don't know if that's the first series, but whatever. I like that. This look, it's very pared down. Like, you don't have the sort of more classic chain or scale mail that you imagine, and it's mostly black, which again is going to sort of fit into the idea that I was working with here. I think I like it when it's just sort of subtle.
Yeah, I like that look a lot. I like that look a lot more though with the chainmail on his arms.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I like the look of chainmail. Like, I think this is from the J. Michael Straczynski run. Or no, I don't know which run this is from off the top of my head. I like the look of the chainmail, but to me, I think, okay, if Thor is wearing chainmail, to me, like, psychologically, that tells me that we're dealing with something that is very, very fantasy and very mythology. And I don't know why that is, why I instantly get that impression, but that was not something that I was going for here, especially when we look at everybody else who's on my team.
Okay.
But I do like the look of the chainmail just in general, but I like it when it's what am I trying to say here? When it's a solo story. Man, that was really difficult to say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
I was correct. It's written by J. Michael Straczynski. Man, I'm good. Oh, God, that was really going to bother me. Turns out I was 100% correct.
You're the best.
This is the cover for the issue number 1 titled Brackadoom.
That's awesome.
So, Shayde, let's move things right along. Who do you have in the tech position?
I have the lovely, lovely husband, Hank Pym.
Lovely husband.
The lovely husband.
Oh, man.
Never does anything wrong, Hank Pym.
Okay. Here's an important question, although not necessarily super important. Are we talking Ultimate Comics Hank Pym or regular continuity Hank Pym?
Oh, man. Which one's better?
Regular continuity.
Regular.
Ultimate Comics Hank Pym is a little...
We'll go regular.
He's a little much.
Yeah. We'll go
We'll
regular.
leave it there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, read some Ultimates and make your own assessment of Hank Pym in there.
Then you'll understand. But yeah, regular Hank Pym. I love the Giant Man suit. So
so you go Giant Man?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right off the bat, Giant Man. I think that suit looks cool. I don't like it when he's got that big old dome on his head, like that salad bowl. I don't like
You don't
that.
like that classic Ant-Man suit?
No, it looks like I'm about to toss up a Caesar in there. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's funny. I like it. It's one of those things that, like, objectively, it does, yeah, look kind of stupid, but at the same time, it just feels so early Marvel. It just feels so early comics,
Yeah, yeah.
so 60s and Silver
It's
Age.
very 60s and Silver Age with the antennas, and I mean, come on, you know
Oh yeah. So here's the question. Which Giant Man costume do you go for?
that one.
This one?
The very first one.
That's
I
crazy.
like that one a lot.
Okay, so you don't like you like these antenna, but not the salad bowl
Okay,
antenna.
I still don't like those antennas, but I like the simplicity and I like the black logo.
That's funny because this was at a crazy time in his life when he was really going wild. But if I were gonna put Hank Pym on my team, I would put him in the yellow jacket costume.
Oh, the yellow jacket
Yeah, I
costume.
mean, I would change it a little bit so we don't have these really large shoulder blades. I would pare those down. But I like the yellow jacket costume the most.
All right, that does look pretty cool. Yeah, no, I can see that. But yeah, no, Hank Pym. He's smart.
He
Um,
is. He's like the fifth or sixth smartest person in the universe.
I don't hear much about Hank anymore. Good old Hank.
That's because he's a terrible person.
You know, yeah, I don't know.
At least if you're going like Ant-Man adjacent, you didn't go Eric O'Grady, you know?
Yeah.
The irredeemable Ant-Man.
So yeah, I think he would be a good tech, and I think it'd just be fun to have him on my team. You know,
I think it's really funny to have Hank Pym on your team because he would be having such arguments with Black Panther.
yeah,
Because Black Panther's obviously another one of the smartest people in the Marvel universe, and so to see them butt heads would be really funny.
yeah, no, that would be funny. That would be.
No, here's another question, and this is where I'm going to show my ignorance. I think in the comics, Ultron was created when Hank Pym was still in the Ant-Man costume, but is your Hank Pym pre or post Ultron? Let's throw continuity out the window. Pre Ultron. Interesting.
Before, yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Avengers 55 in 1968.
Oh my god, he looks wild right there.
Well, yeah, he's got the Kirby crackle going. Let's see. Actually, let's take a look at this. Is that him right there? Is that Ant-Man? No. This is something else entirely. These are bad guys.
The new Masters of Evil. Ultron always looked really cool.
Oh, yeah, Ultron's got a sick design. I love. Created by the artist John Buscema.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I was trying to find out if he was Hank. Excuse me, he was always Hank Pym. I was trying to find out if he was Yellow Jack or not Yellow. I'm stumbling over all my words here. I was trying to find out if he was Giant Man or Ant Man at the time. But it's taken too much googling. Looks like he might have been Giant Man. Is that him right there? Do you think?
Yeah, that's him for sure.
Oh yeah, he was Giant Man at the time. Okay then. All right, so then it tracks. Yo, he was Giant Man that soon?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Cool. Okay.
I would not have guessed that.
All right, Brennan. Who's your tech?
My tech person is I'm going to steal a little bit from. Actually, my list was first, but I'm going. You're saying yours first, so I'm going to steal from your leader. And my tech person is Black Panther, but not T'Challa. My Black Panther is going to be Shuri.
Smart. Yes, she's very smart.
I like Shuri. She's one of those characters. When she was Black Panther, it was one of the first Black Panther stories that I read. Not the first that I had seen of him, but it was just very early in the reading, and I thought she was really, really cool. And it's one of those, again, sort of pseudo legacy characters that I kind of wish that we'd had more time with her as Black Panther. Similarly to I wish we had more time with Bucky as Cap. I think there could have been some really, really interesting stories to tell there. I understand why you want to revert back to the originals, but I do think that there's something cool there. And obviously, Shuri being Wakandan and living in this sort of super highly advanced society, even if she wasn't incredibly, incredibly smart, her base knowledge would be higher than literally anybody else on my whole team. So I wanted to have Shuri there. I wanted to have Black Panther. I like the sort of suit, and I think she could have just used a little bit more FaceTime.
Yeah.
So Shade.
Yeah, sorry.
So Shade, let's move things right along, and why don't you tell us who is your rebel character?
My rebel character is the basis of my story. He's a vampire.
Half vampire.
He's half vampire. Sorry, yeah, he's a daywalker. Holy crap. He's a daywalker.
It ain't easy being a daywalker.
It ain't easy being a daywalker. He always has a really nice flat top for hair. I mean, come on. His name is Blade.
I would much rather him have a shaved head, if I'm being honest.
You like shaved head, Blade?
Yeah.
I definitely do not like cornrow, Blade.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. I just don't like the look. I think he looks good with either the flat top or the shaved head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Or buzz cut. Or cool symbols. You know what I'm saying? But that looks cool. That the flat top with the fade.
I just don't like the flat top personally. But I know Blade is a good choice.
I love Blade. You know I've loved Blade since the day we became friends.
Yeah. You have spent literally at this point 5 years trying to get me to watch those original Wesley Snipes Blade movies.
I have.
And we got maybe 10 minutes into the first one once when Spencer was there, and
Yeah.
Spencer and I were both like, turn this off.
Yeah.
We're not watching this right now.
You guys are just uncultured. Yeah, no, it's really good.
No, when the new Blade movie comes out, this is a New Wave Nerds promise.
If
when the new
it comes out.
I'm sure it will. The question is, will it? They might just wait to do it until after the reset at Secret Wars. When the new Blade movie comes out, we will go back and watch Blade 1, 2, and Trinity.
It's about time. It's about time.
Whatever.
They're great.
Anyways,
Wesley
what was
Snipes.
what was the reasoning behind choosing Blade?
I don't know. You know,
I don't know.
I don't know. He's a really cool character. I love him. I wanted to include him in here somehow, and Rebel was the best way. He was my best fit. I was gonna throw him in there as my leader, but I didn't know if Blade could be really that good of a leader.
He's not a leader.
So,
unless they're fighting vampires, Blade can't lead anybody.
well, shoot then.
He's too much of a solo character. I think that's why I think Rebel is the perfect spot for him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, he's Rebel.
Sorry, I hate to interject. You know, there have been a few recent comics where Blade was on the Avengers team, and all respect to anybody who created them, to me it feels like it was an editorial mandate, and so the quality of the story is not necessarily on the writer. They're bad.
Oh,
They're not very good.
Okay.
There's some crazy. I'm pretty sure Kitty Pryde of the X-Men becomes a vampire.
what the crap? All right.
What the crap?
What the crap? Hey, this isn't Patreon.
What the jumplin' giblets?
Which, if you guys would like to see me swear, go to Patreon.
We do more than swear there. Actually, we honestly don't swear all that much
No,
there.
not really. We need to swear more.
I don't know if we need to.
We need to. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't, Brennan. Anyway, Blade. No, he's a rebel. He does his own thing.
Rebel without a cause.
Rebel without a cause. But yeah, I just felt like maybe he would be really good as my rebel, and he's a cool character. So yeah, Brennan, Sam, who's your rebel?
My rebel on my Avengers team is a character who I love. It is one of the few Marvel characters who I've always been interested in reading. I loved this character before I even loved Captain America, if you can believe that.
Holy crap.
None other than Matt Murdock himself, the blind lawyer, Daredevil.
Yeah.
The best. He's sick. And I think for this comic, Daredevil would not be in the classic red.
Oh, no.
He would be in some... It would be... Because part of me wants to go the Shadowland suit, but...
I would go Shadowlands.
I don't necessarily like the emblem on that. So part of what I'm thinking is that maybe it is closer to... It's sort of the standard Daredevil suit, but the highlights are red, highlights are a deep red, but the majority of it is black, so that you get the sense that if you were to see the suit in broad daylight, it would just be a deep red, so that when it's nighttime, it just looks straight black. But I love Daredevil. Daredevil is the best. Daredevil is one of those characters who I do think works best on his own. I do like seeing him team up with people. Daredevil and Spider-Man is a great combination. I like seeing Daredevil interact with somebody like Captain America. I like Daredevil with other street level heroes, like we saw in the Netflix Defenders show. I like that, but by and large, Daredevil to me is a solo character. And so he strikes me as the person who would be on the team because it suits his purposes, because it suits the goal and he understands the mission, but he's not just going to follow orders from anybody.
No.
He's going to question, he's going to want to go his own route and all that jazz. So to me, that's why I feel like he works well as Rebel.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I was going to choose Daredevil on my list too, but I don't know. I had too many characters that I wanted to put on there. So, yeah. Daredevil's a good choice. He's a good rebel. He bends the rules, does his own thing. Well, I mean, shoot, look at his style.
Shoot.
Look at the way he heroes around. He'll break a couple bones without caring.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's called the devil of Hell's Kitchen for a reason.
Yeah,
Plus, Daredevil is one of those characters who I obviously really, really love. And he's grown in popularity a lot since the Netflix TV series. But I still don't feel like he's really at the level that he deserves.
No.
He's a character who part of me wanted to put him on my underrated characters list, but because of how much his show is loved and the fact that he's now in the MCU and how everybody wants him to come back and keep doing more stuff and have team ups with Spider-Man and all that jazz, it didn't feel right to put him there. But he's one of those characters that I feel like deserves a little bit more credit.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, so we're nearing the end of our Avengers team. We got a few categories left. Shayde, who is the magic user on your team?
Scarlet Witch.
Classic.
I went with Scarlet Witch mainly because there wasn't too many magic users. There's not a whole lot to go off of that I know, at least. Sorry, let me rephrase that. There's not a whole lot of magic users that I actually know who they are.
Well, yeah, there's very few like big name magic characters. Because I mean, Marvel is really like the sci-fi comic creator. Like, DC has sci-fi, obviously, but in some ways they feel more fantastical and mystical. Whereas Marvel is, I mean, it was created, the atomic age.
Yeah. No, I didn't want to choose Doctor Strange. So,
I respect that.
I don't know Doctor Strange. He's on the Avengers team already. I'm assuming for the new Avengers movie, and he's very popular now.
Yeah, sure.
And and I know Scarlet Witch is very popular too.
Well, and they did her dirty in her last movie.
Yeah, they did her horrible. So I feel like she had a good place on this on my team, especially working with Blade. And which
that's a good point. I feel like they would really get along.
Yeah, I feel like Blade and Scarlet Witch would become pretty good friends, Well,
because here's the thing is Scarlet Witch, I mean, these days she's been a hero longer than she was a villain, but she started out as a villain. I mean, she was a member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yeah, well, her father's Magneto for Pete's heavens.
For Pete's heavens.
For Pete's heavens.
For Pete's sakes.
But yeah, I don't know too much about Scarlet Witch besides that she's magic. She has a brother who's fast and cool.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Quicksilver's all right.
He's fast, but he's not cool.
No.
Sorry, I'm glad you mentioned him. There's an interesting thing that, to me, and maybe I'm just, I don't know, whatever. But to me, Quicksilver feels like more of an X-Men character, whereas Scarlet Witch feels like more of an Avengers character.
Yeah, I can see that. Quicksilver should say X-Men. Yeah, I don't know. Scarlet Witch, cool.
I like Scarlet Witch. To me, if you're not doing Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch is like the obvious choice for magic.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's a bad choice, because I think there are certainly some cool Scarlet Witch things. My problem with her, and the reason that I didn't end up picking her for my team, is because Scarlet Witch's power set is so nebulous.
Yeah.
Like they've never really bothered to take the time to set boundaries for her. There's a whole storyline built around the fact that she wiped out like 98% of the mutant population simply by saying no more mutants.
Oh, well,
You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. Like, if you have a character like that, like, what is the point? Like, what's the problem? Like, what can they not overcome by just saying a few words? And to me, that's not interesting. I think you need to set boundaries to power levels.
Yeah, fair point. Brennan, sorry, I gotta do Brennan, who is your magic user?
Why did you look down?
Brennan. Who's your magic user?
Well, you're trying to like seduce me right now. My magic user. It's funny that we mentioned and we talked quite a decent amount about Doctor Strange because my character is indelibly tied to Doctor Strange, but it is not
okay.
Doctor Strange, and that is Clea, the person who fairly recently, she's not the current one, but very recently became the Sorcerer Supreme of the Marvel Universe. I think Clea is really, really interesting. She appeared in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness for all of 3 seconds.
That's right.
Played by Charlize Theron,
Yeah,
it?
Charlize Theron.
Honestly, I hope they don't pick up that thread because I don't want to see what they do with that stupid CGI third eye that Doctor Strange has got.
I was just about to bring that up.
But Clea is a character to me who has like a lot of potential, and it would be really, really interesting to see. For a while, she actually had her own solo series called Strange.
Oh, cool.
I think the design of her is super cool. I mean, take a look at this. And she's
Yeah.
actually in the current new Avengers book, which I think is really, really interesting.
Sorry, really quick.
Go ahead.
That exact picture that you just had of her, that was Clea, the thumbnail I was going to use. That took 30 minutes to go around all of her magic wispies, bro. But she's cool. I like her design a lot. She is a very cool design.
Yeah, she's got a sick design. And the thing to me that I think there's a lot to pull on here, it wouldn't necessarily be done in the story that I'm building up. She is the niece of Dormammu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, fun Thanksgiving, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have some good times in the dark dimension, you know?
Dormammu, Clea.
Dormammu, Uncle Dormy, I've come to bargain.
Or Uncle Dormy.
No, I think that there's certainly something you can do. But like you said, yeah, I had a hard time figuring out who to put as my magic user.
Yeah.
There's somebody else who was my first pick that I'm going to talk about in our honorable mentions. But ultimately it didn't work out. It would have been, I think it would have been too much of a stretch, and I think you might have called me on it.
Yeah.
But it was a fun idea, and it was a fun story that I had planned out for it. But yeah, there's not that many magic characters, and so Clea, it was a third choice, but it was a vast third choice. Like, after you go through Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, it's like, okay, well, who is there that's really all that cool and isn't like a literal child?
Yeah, that's fair. Clea.
So we've now reached the end of the list. Shayde, who is or are, depending on how many you have, your wild card / cards?
I just have one.
Oh, that's because you're lame.
Is that one?
Who is your wild card?
He's sticky. He swings.
He's the cheese man.
He's sticky. He swings. He's hip.
From a web.
He
is hip.
He's hip. He's always carrying around them spray bottle. It's Miles Morales.
Wearing sneaks.
Wearing sneaks. He's always wearing sneakers. It's
Look
Miles
out.
Morales.
It's Miles Morales.
I love Miles Morales so much. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters, you know. I like his character. I like his alter ego, his actual like Miles persona, but I love him as Spider-Man, and I think he's a fantastic Spider-Man. He's so smart. He was almost my tech. Almost. But then I was like, he ain't that smart. You know, he's not that smart. So I went with,
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym. Holy crap, I already forgot.
That's crazy.
Hank Pym. Yeah, no, I went with Hank Pym. But Miles, he's also very powerful, especially with the Venom bite, with the electroshock.
And camouflage.
He's better than Peter in every way. I'm just kidding. No, I don't know who's better. Probably Peter, but
you can't go wrong with Peter because he's the original. I agree with you. I absolutely love Miles. I think Miles is great. He's a fantastic character. His first solo series in the original Ultimate Universe was so good, and it was so great because it was literally about Miles like screwing everything up and really, really learning to become Spider-Man and learning to become a hero. It was absolutely amazing. I love Miles, but I am 1000% of the opinion that Miles should still be in the Ultimate Universe.
Okay.
I would be fine with if there was no other Ultimate Comics. The entire universe, there's no X-Men, there's no Peter Parker, there's no any of that. It's just Miles. Because Spider-Man has always been, in my opinion, the best part of the Ultimate Universe. And I think Miles works better if he is the only Spider-Man around, because, and especially the way they set it up, because there's even a moment in, I think it might be in that first series, or it might be in, it's in an early series where Miles is constantly trying to live up to that legacy of Peter Parker. Because at the end of, spoiler alert, at the end of the Ultimate Comics, the original Ultimate Comics universe, Peter Parker dies.
Oh yeah.
He dies in front of Aunt May. And like he becomes, he's outed to the entire world. Everybody realizes that Peter Parker is like the best superhero in the entire world. He's the epitome of superheroism, like even more than the Ultimates, because they're sort of, directly tied to like Nick Fury and the government and all that. And so having Miles try to live up to that while being the only person around and having him deal with that struggle is so interesting and so fascinating to me. It doesn't work for me when he's in the same universe as Peter Parker and as Silk and as Ben Reilly and as Kane, and we've got a million other multiversal Spider-Man who are always popping into the same universe, whether it's 2099 or Spider-Girl or Spider-Boy or Man-Spider or any of that. Miles is so strong of a character that I think he should always be by himself.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree. Dang. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time thinking about Miles lately.
Yeah.
I just read like 160 issues of Ultimate Spider-Man, so my brain has been focused on nothing else.
Yeah. No. Also, I gotta talk about the suit. I like that suit. I like his suit more than I like Peter's suit.
Oh yeah, that inverted color scheme is so good.
The black on red looks so cool. But yeah, Miles Morales, baby. Brennan. Brennan, you there?
No.
Brennan.
No.
Brennan.
No. I want to talk about Ultimate Spider-Man more.
Brennan. No, we can't. We have to talk about the episode.
I'm gonna do a whole episode on Ultimate Spider-Man. You guys stay tuned.
Who is your wild cards?
I have two. My first one is also a Spider character, but it is not Peter Parker. It's not Miles Morales. It is somebody who I mentioned earlier. It's not 2099 or Spider-Man Noir or Ghost Spider or Silk or Spider-Ham. I'm running out of Spider characters that I know off the top of my head. It is Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, the first Scarlet Spider. It's objectively one of those suits that is like kind of stupid, but I love that first suit, which is, it's just got the red with the blue hoodie with the sleeves cut off. Objectively, it looks stupid, but I love it so much.
Yeah.
I don't, when I looked it up, I think we were talking about this on our best underrated characters, where my first introduction to Scarlet Spider was in that Shattered Dimensions game. I looked it up. He's not even in that.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know where I was first introduced to Scarlet Spider. Maybe I don't think he was in Ultimate Alliance, but if he was, it was probably there. But ever since, I've not read enough Scarlet Spider. I've not read nearly enough. But everything I've read, even if it's written poorly, if the art's not that good, I've been super invested. And Ben Reilly is so interesting to me. He's a clone of Peter Parker. I would really like to see a series that focuses on Scarlet Spider and Silk.
Okay.
I think they would have great chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I like Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
I've always liked Scarlet Spider. I thought he was really cool.
He's super fun.
The hoodie's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's your number two?
My other wild card is a person who I don't know if I did mention them earlier, actually, when you were talking about your muscle character, and that is Danny Rand, the Iron Fist.
Oh, okay.
I wanted another overtly street level character. I hold a lot of fondness for the Iron Fist. The Immortal Iron Fist, I believe the series is called, which is written by Ed Brubaker, is so effing good. It's so good. I absolutely love it. Iron Fist is a character who, in the past years, has sort of... he's never really been super popular, but there's always been, I feel like, a lot of fan support there. Since the Netflix series, I feel like that has really gone down. What are you going to do? But I love Iron Fist. I think he needs to come back in a big way, and I would love to see a show that is literally just Power Man and Iron Fist.
That'd be cool.
And the actor is not necessarily amazing, But based off the chemistry we saw for them in the Defenders, not Defenders, I would even be fine if we had. Of course, I want Mike Coulter back because he's awesome. I'd even be fine if we brought back Finn Jones.
Okay.
I think there are other people who could probably play that part better, but I just want to see that series. I think that would be so cool to see in the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that'd be cool. See them both.
Yeah, that would be really fun to me.
Yeah.
Now, so we finished out our list. Shade, why don't you run everybody down from the top, and then I will do the same.
All right. First I had Black Panther, Luke Cage, Hank Pym, Blade, Miles Morales, Scarlet Witch.
I said there's more than that.
Scarlet Witch. That too. I forgot about
And
Scarlet.
okay, so my team, I have Captain America, Bucky Barnes. I have Thor, Black Panther, Shuri, Daredevil, Clea, Scarlet Spider, and the Iron Fist, Danny Rand. Now, those are our whole teams. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think of our picks, and let us know who you would also put on your team. Shade, before we close things out, do you have any honorable mentions, people that almost got on your list?
Yes, I do. First I had the Punisher, Sentry, Iron Fist, Danny Rand, in fact. Nova and Magic. Magic was going to be my magic user, but I chose not to.
I love Magic, as longtime listeners will know.
And then about like when we got on the magic topic, I regretted making Scarlet Witch my magic. And
You wanted to do Magic instead?
Yep.
I would have called foul then, because eventually, here's something that we'll be doing in the future. Eventually, we're going to make our own X-Men team.
Oh,
and so
okay.
because of that, I sort of wanted to stay away from mutants on our Avengers team.
All right.
Obviously, well, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she's a mutant.
But she's, again, I associate her more with the Avengers than I do the X-Men.
Okay.
If you tried to put Scarlet Witch on your X-Men team, I would have called foul there.
Oh, okay.
Because she is a mutant, but she's been an Avengers character forever. But so my honorable mentions are Amadeus Cho, who's one of the Hulks. Actually, I think his name is Braun now.
I only know him from Lego Superheroes too.
That's hilarious. The original series with him, I think it's called like Totally Awesome Hulk. I don't necessarily love as much, but he was really. I didn't have anything necessarily against the character because I'd never read much. But after I saw his appearance in like the Imperial series, the recent Imperial series, I was like, okay, this guy he's actually really cool. I also had Valeria Richards originally, if you can believe that.
Oh.
Eventually, I decided not to go with that because she's literally like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Thought it would be weird. I'm going to leave this here, and we will talk about this on our Patreon exclusive. And the story that I was originally going to go with, I was going to have Valeria Richards as the leader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I was going to have her as the leader. It will make sense. It will be a weird, wild time, but it would make sense with the story that I was originally going to tell. I also had... This is the one that I mentioned earlier might be a stretch. Dr. Doom.
Ah.
I was going to put him as my magic user.
Okay.
Okay, and then I also originally had Silk. I felt like I needed to put a spider person on here. I was originally going to go with Silk because I think she's really cool, but ultimately, I felt like Scarlet Spider needs some love.
Yeah.
I feel like he was also on my underrated characters list.
He needs some love.
He needs some loving.
Some loving.
And then my last honorable mention was going to be Spider-Man 2099.
Aha.
But as I love 2099 more than I like Scarlet Spider, but I didn't want to have a character who was like either from a different timeline or from an alternate universe or anything. I wanted everybody to be mainline 616.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so those are my honorable mentions. That's where we're going to go ahead and end things. Again, like and subscribe down below for more nerd content and commentary. Comment who you would have on your Avengers team. Again, if you want to make your own, the roles are Leader, Muscle, Tech, Rebel, Magic, and Wildcard.
Have fun.
Have fun. I know I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I made this list. Actually, I made the original list like 3 months ago. And then when we talked about doing this video again, I had to come back and change it up because of the story and stuff. But the story is what we're going to be talking about in our Patreon exclusive. So if you want to listen to that, you're going to have to head on over to patreon.com/newwavenerds.
Yes.
Okay, normally when I don't wait for you to say anything, you just jump in and say yes, and when I do wait for you to say something, you just stand here and stare at me. Okay, we gotta figure out a signal or something.
Well, this time I did stare at you and say yes.
Yes, but there was a long pause.
No, I agree. Make your own Avengers team. Put it in the comments. Let us judge it harshly.
Yes, we will like the ones that we think are cool. We will love the ones that we think are amazing, and we will comment on the ones that are horrible.
This sucks. This sucks.
Bad picks. Try again. No mutants, please. No, we will probably comment on all of them just for fun. But that is where we're going to leave it. So we will see you guys either in a little bit on the Patreon, or we will see you next week